Hi guys, Chef Kevin Belton here. Hope you're having a great day. Now, we're going to do something today that we've all eaten. We probably had it as snacks in the car after we work out. And I'm talking about granola. Now, personally, I had always bought granola. And it wasn't until my wife, guys, you know we have to give it to the ladies because they make us look so good. My wife told me one day, she says, I think I'm going to make some granola. And I'm like, what? You're going to make granola? Because it's something that I had never done. Even being a chef, it's something that I never thought about doing, was making granola. And this today is going to be one that I think is going to be great for the kids because it'll give it a little sweetness, it'll give them some protein, and plus, it's just doggone good. Now, here's the thing that we're going to start with. These are just oats. That's all it is. Just the regular oats that you get like the oatmeal, okay? That's what we want. Now, the recipe, and you're going to have the recipe for this, but what's great about this, anything can go in. Whatever you have in the pantry, whatever you can find in the kids' room, that candy that they hide, anything can go in this, all right? So for a crunch, I'm doing two nuts. I'm doing some pecans, and I'm doing some cashews. The reason I'm doing pecans and cashews, because guess what? That's what I had. If I had peanuts, we could do peanuts. Now, some of you may have a nut allergy, okay? And if you can't have cashews or peanuts or something like that, might I suggest this recipe is going to have peanut butter in it. But instead of using peanut butter, you can use sun butter, or it's butter from sunflower seeds. So for the crunch, we could use the sunflower seeds in with the oats to get that nutty crunch and not have any nuts in there, and then use the sunflower butter instead of peanut butter, okay? So here, let's just toss in our cashews, toss in our pecans. I mean, come on, you got to get the kids involved with this, okay? We can just give this a little quick stir just to get them mixed in. Now, here is the magic. What I have in the measuring cup, I have peanut butter, I have just a couple tablespoons of oil, a couple of teaspoons of vanilla, about a quarter teaspoon of salt, about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, a quarter teaspoon, half, depending on how much you like. Now, the goal is I want to heat this up. I'm going to put this in the microwave, and I just want it in for 30 seconds. The other option is, instead of doing that in the microwave, if you have a little small pot or just a small skillet, put it on the stovetop. It just needs to warm. You don't need to boil it or anything. It just needs to get warm so you can smooth it all together. The other thing I forgot that's in there, honey, all right? So I'm using some honey, but I also have agave syrup that you can use. If you don't have honey or agave syrup, if you want to use a little corn syrup, if you only have breakfast pancake syrup, use that. It's pretty much, it's really a forgiving recipe. But you see, we just wanted this warm. And remember, if you do it on the stove, you don't want it to, it doesn't need to boil, but we just want it to heat up enough to where it all smooths together. All right, let me give you guys you can look at this. Look at that. See that? It's just all nice and smooth in there. All right? That's what we want. So, look how simple this is. So we take this, and you know, I talked about getting the kids involved. Do it in the measuring cup, do it in the microwave, because that way the kids can push the button. Let's just pour this on to the oats and the nuts. And now all we have to do is really mix this in. I'm using a spatula and just kind of turning it. And the idea is for all of the oats and the nuts, they're going to get that coating with the honey, that sweetness with the honey. They're going to get that flavor from the cinnamon. They're going to get the peanut butter flavor. They're going to have a nice nutty flavor. All of this will start to kind of clump together and hold together. And the reason I like a spatula like this is the fact that I can reach down in the bottom of the bowl. Now, of course, you could use a wider bowl if you want, but I like the deeper bowl because it's easy to turn. But use what's available. use what's there. Oh, look at this. There we go. Once you see all the oats have changed colors, and I'm going to show this to you. All right, baby. Come on. See how they've changed colors? Where they were all nice and light and pale, but now it's more dark. The reason it got darker was because of the peanut butter and that honey. So now they're coated. Now here's what I've done. Preheated the oven 325 degrees. All this is a sheet pan with a piece of parchment paper, okay? Spread this out onto the sheet pan on the parchment paper. Stick that baby in the oven. This needs to bake 25 to 30 minutes. Now, after about 10 to 12 minutes, go in and stir it around. Because what you're going to find closer to the sides, it'll toast faster on the sides than in the middle. So just stir it around. I just take a little wooden spatula, kind of stir it around. Or you can take your rubber spatula, stir it around, put it back in, let it go another 10 to 15 minutes. But after 20 minutes, 25 minutes, keep an eye on it because we don't want it to burn, okay? We don't want it to burn at all. Take it out of the oven. Here, let me move this over here. Take it out of the oven. I set it on top of a little cooling rack, and this is what you end up with, okay? Look at that. Now, I've taken this out of the oven probably about 15 minutes ago. And you see how, look at that. See how dry, can you hear that? It's nice and dry. So when it bakes, that peanut butter and honey have now adhered to the nuts and to the oats, all right? So this is where you can really get creative. Now, the recipe talks about chocolate chips. So all I'm going to do is put some of this in a bowl, mix in our chocolate chips, and there we have it, okay? So we've got the peanut butter with the chocolate chips. Now, Monica is not the biggest fan of chocolate. Dark chocolate is stronger, kind of a chalkier taste to some folks. If you want a milder chocolate flavor, use a milk chocolate chip as opposed to the semi-sweet chocolate chips. But then, for her, I'm going to take some of this and mix in some raisins, okay? Now, I'm using raisins because I had it. Preferably, I like to go with the cran raisins, the craisins, the cranberries that are dried out like raisins, craisins, or even goji berries. There's little bit, oh yeah, you can find them, they're really good if you haven't tried them. I'll put some with the raisins. I'm going to put some with the chocolate chips. And I hijacked some of Noah's M&Ms. He got some holiday M&Ms for Easter. So I hijacked some of those. So I'm going to make some of this with M&Ms. Now, and really what's nice is once we have the base of this, once we have this, we can go with whatever we want in here. Whether it's the chocolate chips, the raisins, the craisins, the M&Ms, other candies if you want. You know those little Reese's peanut butter candies just like M&Ms? Bowl those in, all right? So I think this is great for you guys to do because what's nice is if you put this in an airtight container, it's good for a month, all right? But it's a great snack. The kids are going outside. You know, we got to get them outside to get some fresh air. So if they're sitting outside reading and they need a snack, put this in a little Ziploc bag. Now they can sit there and read to do their homework and snack on something that's healthy where they're not just eating candy. They're getting a little sugar from M&Ms and chocolate chips, but hey, that's okay because they're getting their protein that they need, okay? The other thing is, what's nice is with this, you can also use it for breakfast. Monica reminded me of that, all right? I'll take the granola, pop open a yogurt, stir it up really good, and then put this on top of a yogurt. Or just put this in a bowl, pour a little milk on it, eat it like cereal. So however you like, this is so doable. It's so handy. So if you're wondering, what can I do with that package of oats that I have that I've never, you're tired of making oatmeal? This is how you can make homemade granola. And I tell you what, thank goodness to Monica, I don't have to buy granola anymore because now I can just make it myself. So I tell you what, get the kids Easter candy that's left over, make some granola, make Easter granola. So I hope this recipe helps. I hope you all are being safe. We miss you. We love y'all. You know, all of our, again, the grocery store workers, the truckers bringing the deliveries, you know, our postal workers, our sanitation workers, and of course, firemen, policemen, and our nurses and doctors. I got to tell y'all, we love y'all so much. So for WWO, I'm Chef Kevin Belton, and I hope you have yourself a great day, and we will see you soon.